And we gotta understand that the same way America feels about their oppressors, and America feels about the people that bombed in black men, we should feel the same way about the people attacking us. We should feel the same way about the bombs of heroin dropped in the Bronx, and the bombs of cocaine, and the airplanes of hate and everything else that bombed us. We should never forget it. We should hold tight to it. Because every time you face adversity, you're gonna find him there. You're always gonna find him there, and that's never gonna change. You understand? But what do? They pull an okie doke on you, and you think that the Negro you live next to, he's the cause of your problems. So you hate his guts. You understand? This oppressor is a magic trick worker right here, man. He knows how to pull a trick on us, man. But God said it's time for the trickery to be over. It's time for us to remember who our enemy is and what our enemy is doing. And it's only fair and America can understand if we don't forget. Why? Because they don't forget.
I.S.U.P.K.
Where they at though? Niggas get all in they feelings and they start acting irrational. But I tell them, you can miss me there with that hocus pocus. 9/11. I see them hating, hear them talking, where they at though? They feelings and they start acting irrational. Miss me there with that hocus pocus. I'm way too focused to be worried about some niggas' emotions. Nah. I see you hating.
This past week, the memorial of 9/11 came up, man. The memorial of the Twin Towers being bombed just was memorized this week. You understand? And it was a terrible thing, man. It was a horrible and terrible event that some terrorists hijacked airplanes and kept people in captivity in order to get back at America by flying these planes into the side of buildings, man. It was a terrible, terrible event. It was an atrocious event, man. It was a life-changing event that shook America up, man. It was something that should have been avoided. It was something that could have possibly been avoided, man. But the death, the over 3,000 lives that were lost, unfortunately they were lost, man. And America doesn't forget that. America keeps that right in their bosom, man. America always celebrates, or has remembrance about that day. Why? Because that day was terrifying, man. How America was bombed. How America had a sneak attack on them. You understand? It was terrible. It was horrible, man. You understand? To have those American enemies bomb America unexpectedly and destroy those lives that were lost. Not only destroy those lives, but people caught cancer from all the asbestos. People died from being there. Rescue workers died. Firefighters died. Police died. That's how terrible 9/11 was, man. 9/11 showed New York City that they're not untouchable, man. It showed America that they're not untouchable, and that's something that should never be forgotten. That's something that we should remember as we live here in the Bronx and across America, that we should never forget how terrible 9/11 was. You understand? But the same way that America was bombed, the same way America had a sneak attack on them, the same way those people were took captive on that airplane and crashed into the side of the buildings, the same way that event shook up America, the same way 9/11 shook up America, is the same way that the ghettos of America have been bombed by their enemies the same exact way. If you see how them planes flew in the side of the buildings, that's the same way crack cocaine flew into your neighborhood. That's the same way heroin flew into your neighborhood. That's the same way mass incarceration flew into your neighborhood and bombed your neighborhood and destroyed your family and destroyed your friends and destroyed you. You understand? The same way America was attacked, man. The same way American enemies flew those planes into the building. The same way those buildings fell is the same way blacks and Puerto Ricans were bombed. Crack bombed us. Cocaine bombed us. Huh? Now guess what? The same way America doesn't forget how planes flew into their community, blacks and Hispanics shouldn't forget how cocaine flew into their community. We shouldn't forget how heroin flew into our community. We should forget how we was bombed by police brutality. How we was bombed by not having equal rights. How we was bombed by mice and roaches and mold and lead and dirty water. How he was bombed. You understand? The same way America was attacked, we were attacked. You understand? And we have to remember that. We can't forget that. You understand? And America remembers. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you remember, black man? Why don't you remember Puerto Rican man? You understand? The same way they hold the memorials on all them deaths at 9/11, you should remember all the memorials and deaths that crack cocaine gave you and your family. You should remember all your brothers and sisters in prison. Why? Because you were attacked by a terrorist the same goddamn way.
That's right.
You understand? And we live in a land of terrorists. We live in a land of oppression. We live in a land of pain. Go to Isaiah 59:7. You understand? We live in this pain, man. We have been bombed too. We've had a terrorist act brought on us too. You understand? Black Wall Street was a terrorist act. Seneca Village was a terrorist act. You understand? Heroin in the Bronx was a terrorist act. You understand? Marijuana is a terrorist act. Abortion clinics is a terrorist act. All these heathens that own businesses in our community is a terrorist act. You understand? And America got the nerve to be upset about being bombed by some airplanes. Why aren't you upset about being bombed by heroin and cocaine?
That's right.
Why aren't you upset? Why don't you remember 9/11 in your neighborhood? You understand? Why don't you remember that? Remember that. You understand? Because all of us suffer from somebody that smoked crack back in the day. All of us suffer from somebody who was selling cocaine back in the day, or dope, or heroin, or whatever. We still suffering from our pain. And you mean to tell me that one day, America won't forget that? But we live in 9/11 every single day, and we don't forget, and we forget it. We forget that we live in 9/11 every single day. You understand? That's why we got roaches and rats in our apartment right now. Why? Because we live in 9/11 every single day. That's why Mexicans are being deported. Why? Because we live 9/11 every single day. But this disgusting society wants some sympathy for one day. Now, I'm not saying what happened wasn't right or wasn't wrong, but what I'm saying, black man, is you can't forget you live 9/11 every day, man.
Right.
How our oppressors continue to bomb us every single day.
Right.
Have you have to beg them for work and beg them for a place to stay and paying for a place to stay and asking for clean water and ask for just some peace so you won't be harassed walking down the street. You understand? We are bombed every single day, black man. You understand? And what I'm saying is this: we shouldn't forget that. We should remember that. You understand? We should remember that. And we're going to go in the Bible and show you what kind of beast we're dealing with, what kind of terrorist we're dealing with, what kind of oppressor we're dealing with. Because they like to make a big deal about the Islamic Taliban and this, that, and the other. Look, we don't give a damn about them either. We give a damn about our people, man. We care about the terrorist acts that have gone against our people every day till this day, man. Read.
Isaiah 59 verse 7. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood.
You understand? This oppression that we live under, this disgusting society we live under, they make haste to shed innocent blood. They run to evil, man. They love doing evil, and they love shedding innocent blood. Now, how the hell are they going to be mad at some Arabs flying some planes into the side of the building? How come they're not mad about all the crack and cocaine that they flooded into our community? How come they're not upset about that? You know why? Because they are prone to violence, they are prone to destruction, they are prone to being oppressive, they are prone to this, man. But when it happens to them, we gotta watch all day on television how Johnny McClurkin died in the buildings. We gotta watch that all day long. Meanwhile, we can't even afford to bury our people. We gotta cremate them and everything else, man. We can't even afford to have a funeral. You understand? But not, yet and still, America wants us to remember 9/11, man. Now, 9/11 was wrong, and it was bad. It was disgusting. But so is the death and destruction of my people. It's disgusting as well. Read.
Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity.
They think of sin every day, man. Our oppressor thinks of sin every single day, just like the Taliban was thinking of sin. Just like they was thinking of destruction. Just like they was thinking of shedding innocent blood. You understand? What I'm saying is this. The same oppression that America wants us to remember is the same oppression you go through every single day, black and Hispanic men. You understand? It's the same oppression you go through every single day. You're overworked, you're underpaid, and you hate your neighbor. You understand? And you hate your neighbor for it. You understand? Keep going.
Wasting and destruction are in their path.
All they like to do is waste and cause destruction, man. You understand? All they have to do is waste and cause destruction. You understand? All they like to do is cause destruction, man. You understand? Pain and destruction is in its oppressor's way. But they want you to remember 9/11. They want you to remember America being bombed. But forget about the ghetto being bombed. Forget about the ghetto with all the crack, cocaine, abortions, and everything else. They want you to forget that. They want you to forget that and send your people over to fight in Afghanistan. But who's fighting for the Bronx? Who's fighting for Brooklyn? Who's fighting for Harlem? Who's fighting for the black man and Hispanic man? Who's fighting for the Mexicans being deported? Who's fighting for them? Who's fighting for the Guatemalans? Who's fighting for the Hondurans? Who's doing it? Nobody's doing it but the black men you see right now.
That's right.
You understand that?
That's right.
The black men we see right now. Why? Because we're tired of getting bombed.
That's right.
We're tired of sneak attacks. We're tired of cocaine planes flying into the side of our projects. We're tired of heroin flying into our daycares. You understand? We're tired of it. You understand? So we come out here and fight for God's people, man. That's what we choose to do. You understand? We fight for God's people. Why? Because we are tired of being bombed, man. We are tired of being terrorized and oppressed. Read.
Verse 8. The way of peace they know not.
Say it again.
The way of peace they know not.
This oppressor doesn't know any peace. You understand? All he knows is destruction and terror and mayhem. You understand? That's all he knows. You understand? And you have to remember that. You have to keep that deep down in your soul. You understand? You have to keep that in your spirit and always remember your oppressor and his terrorist acts. And it's not hard for you to forget. All you gotta do is look at the news. All you gotta do is look out your window. All you gotta do is talk to your mother, and that's why your father's missing. All you gotta do is look in the mirror, and it's a reminder every day how we are getting bombed by our oppressor. How we live 9/11 every single day. You understand? We live 9/11 every single day. Let me tell you how depressed we are. The black man's so depressed, they'll go to the store and buy a box that on the side of the box it says, you will get cancer and heart disease and gum disease. And you still buy it and you still smoke it.
Right.
You understand? That's how depressed and tore up that we are. That's how much we're getting bombed, that we smoke death. You understand? That we inhale death and intake death. Why? Because we have been sneak attacked all our damn lives. We've been bombed all our lives. You understand? And this oppressor of ours, he doesn't know any peace. He doesn't know any peace. He serves us death every day on a nice cold platter, and we forget about it. But we got to remember, black man, read.
And there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths.
You understand? They've made a crooked path. And that's all our oppressor is. He's crooked. You understand? And he's going to drill every day on his television. He's going to put on how Deborah Mawinski died in 9/11, man. Well, what about Rashida Hankins?
Right.
You understand? What about Tamir Rice and Eric Gardner?
Right.
What about them? Where's the memorial for them?
Right.
They were bombed. That was a sneak attack. To choke a man from the back. That's a sneak attack.
Right.
And it brought death. It brought destruction. Where's the remembrance? We should never forget that. We should never forget Sandra Bland. And we should never forget your aunt and your uncle and your cousin and your father and everybody else that was ate up in this destruction that the oppressor gives us, man. You understand that?
Let nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works, son.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?